Do they bring their best at Be Our Guests?
Princess the Bear here today. We're hanging out in Magic Kingdom. I know that it's rare, but yes, we are here because Be Our Guests is calling us.
Yeah, a little menu update.
Yes, and as your number one choice in foodie infotainment, that sounds attractive to us. Remember, she's vegan. I'm not. Me and the Beast are going to have an arm wrestle.
It's time to foodie and chill.
French bread, vegan, served with vegetarian butter and vegan Earth Balance butter.
Can we talk about this huge baguette? This is like France times 10. And it's just all nice and sliced and just a beautiful French bread. I'm so glad they changed the bread here so that I don't have to do the gluten-free. Oh, pre-sliced, look at that. Now this is way too big of a piece, so I'm just gonna take like a small piece. And then I also got Earth Balance butter. It's not a lot, but it's enough. Cheers. I feel like that is model French bread. Just as good as anything you would get in the France Pavilion. And I know this doesn't come from there because they're a third party. And this place isn't. So that is fire bread service. And I think it actually belongs on our bread service list. It's so good. That is a 5 out of 5. That is a princess's item. I want like bags and bags of this baguette to take home.
A bag-o-baguette. I don't know if you know this, but what matters is what's on the inside, not your outwardly appearance. You should have learned that by watching Beauty and the Beast. There's absolutely no need to put a bag over the head of the bread. We're here for its character, not its appearance. But to add to its character, we have some herbed whipped butter. That is probably more butter than is safe for the bear, but as usual, I risk it for the biscuit. Bit of a chew, but that is a high quality bread in the bag. Clearly, that bread would be charm school because I feel charmed. I'll give it 4 out of 5 claws. I don't often compliment this place on this bread, but that is a top tier showing.
Enchantée, Rosé, vegan and gluten-free.
This is new from our experience ordering this wine. I think this is like the 4th time we've gotten a bottle of wine and the first time we've ever gotten a card, which is adorbs. So, enchanté and cheers. It's just so crisp and bright and beautiful. I love that all of these wines are vegan. And I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 wines. It makes me feel enchanté.
Swirling, get those aromas wafting up towards my nostrils. Apparently the Beast really knows how to treat his guests. Or maybe his staff does, and he just takes all the credit. I wonder sometimes. Because I feel like his manners are a bit flawed. Ooh, crisp. You want to hit strawberries? Apricot, maybe? Either way, very tart in the front, followed by a nice mild sweet, refreshing. I think it will pair with pretty much anything. I know that there are places that will tell you that you drink certain wines, anything. This is your vacation. You drink whatever wine you want to. Tell them that Bear said it was okay. I'll give it 4 out of 5 claws.
Sweet corn bisque, vegan and gluten-free.
Here we have the corn bisque, this upgrade from the leek soup that we had last time. I'm really excited to try this. This changed in April of 2024. Oh yeah. Oh, it's like sweet corn, like the Mexican sweet corn dessert, but in soup form. I love it. Ooh, with like little rolls of sweet corn bread in there. Oh my god, that's incredible. That's a 5 out of 5. That is a princess's item. That is an incredible soup. This beats the salad at Cinderella's Royal Table any day of the week.
If it's one thing we love here, it's a good themed bisque. Now, corn bisque, a little dumpling in here, a little corn, a little tomatoes in here. It looks beautiful. My soup spooning has improved thanks to the princess's training. The treat, I feel, is that it is corn bisque. Corn bisque, it's really hard to do a couple special things in here. But you have the tomato, one, and two, I thought this is a dumpling. This is a little piece of cornbread in the middle of your corn soup. And now I feel like I've been getting cheated all my life for never having a little piece of cornbread in my corn soup. That is a 4.75 out of 5 quality. If I had more little corn pieces of the cornbread, it might be a little bit higher. At this point, I feel like other princesses need Castle restaurant representation. Where's my Merida Castle restaurant? Where's Jasmine? I want them all. Belle and Cinderella are not enough for me. I want all the things. I want more.
Tuna tartare, served with Dijonnaise, chopped egg, and black olive oil. Pescetarian.
We're getting fancy in this here castle with the tuna tartare. This is one of the new items that was added here back in April. We have the nice cube tuna tartare with some beets and looks like a little bit of some cheese on here. And they give you little crackers to scoop them on. Because the mark of fancy is putting things on other things, little things, and then eating them. Because you're not classy until you do, apparently. I believe what I thought were beets is actually mashed capers. You get a nice, salty, sour, like tangy bite at the front of the tuna, so that eats in some of that like ocean flavor you get. It's a nice seasoning. They're tossed in the sauce, so to say. It's a nice crisp appetizer, and it whets the appetite. It gets me hungry. It may actually help with my beast of an appetite. Yes, there will be more puns throughout this video, as best I can do as an uncle. I would give it 4 out of 5 balls.
Pan-roasted zucchini squash, served with eggplant-black garlic puree, grilled sourdough, and an olive tapenade. Vegan.
I really thought the vegan dish had not changed since our last visit because the description is the same as was before, but the presentation is very different. Last time the bread was on underneath and the zucchini was on top. And I don't even think I had this sauce. So here I am with the zucchini and the sauce. I don't think I'm gonna do the bread. I think I'm just gonna go for it with this tomato. Let's just see how it travels. It's actually not terrible. It's giving me like deconstructed zoodle pasta, and I'm not mad at it. It's very French, and I feel the French when I eat it. I like it. I also didn't eat the olive tapenade, so that might be part of it because olives are not my jam. Everything else but the olives, fabulous. Olives, probably not eating those because I ate them last time. They were like way too salty. That's like normal for olives, so that's just me being picky. I would give it 3.75 out of 5 zucchinis.
Let's make one thing clear. Two things clear, rather. Two things clear. Let's make two things clear. I'm not vegan. If I had to pick a label for food, I would say flexitarian. I really only eat meat when we leave the house because honestly, I'm lazy and I don't want to cook 2 meals 90% of the time. Most of the reason we're trying so much of the food that we eat here is because there are people on the fence. Like, do I want to go vegan? Do I want to go vegetarian? Do I want to just have different meal options? To me, food is food. Be it vegan, non-vegan, otherwise, good food is good food. I have never been a fan of the food here at Bach. Be our guest for the non-layman's. It's just, you come here for the experience and to see the beast. The food is kind of secondary. Dessert's okay, so they say. But this is basically the same dish we had last time with some different changes. This log of zucchini and bread with olives on it seems, while I'm glad that it avoids all meat, it just seems not enough for what I would call signature fine dining. You're not really getting away or getting any bonus points for me cooking a gigantic zucchini log with some olives, some sauce, and a little bit of bread. But if I am way off mark, vegans, vegetarians, otherwise, please correct me. I'm just a bear. I'm here to serve at your pleasure, much like the beast and his servants. I think the Bedham sauce does add a bit to the experience. It doesn't really have like a strong, unique taste. It just tastes like a brown gravy, but obviously vegan. The olive, once you get that on the bread with the zucchini, is very strong and will overpower the zucchini if you take too much of it at one time. I feel like the bread is thinner than last time.
It is.
So you're not getting as much to sort of like spread that out on everything you have on your plate. Is it a pretty dish? Yes. Do I think that this is a considerable dish for the value that you pay as somebody that comes in plant-based? Absolutely not. But that's not always for me to decide. Value is subjective. But if you're coming here for food, I feel like you might be a little disappointed. I'm glad they have it, but I feel like as the Bisque Castle restaurant, and you're asking me to be your guest, you can do a little bit better. 3.5 out of 5 stars.
Steak fries, slow roasted butcher steak, house cut French fries, and the sauce. Available for a limited time.
Here we have the steak frites. This is quote unquote limited type option, and it's been on the menu since April. It also been featured in Heritage Month, maybe 2 since then. Disney, I see what you're doing. You can't fool a foodie. Yes, I ordered steak. I am not the steak connoisseur, but every once in a while I want to see how the other half lives. Now this is a butcher cut steak with the Choron sauce, which is this yellow sauce back here, which is basically eggs and tomatoes and sort of a base. Instead of like a fancier French aioli, which is meant to dip the steak in. Now, I did get this steak medium rare because I know if I ordered anything else, all of my steak friends would come for me. Give a little dip. Medium rare, nice and pink. It should be. They cook it correctly. Don't come for them. But if you do, come for them, not for me. Okay. The steak is well seasoned. It's got a nice like herb crust on top. It goes well with the sauce. It adds a little bit of tang, a little bit of texture. The way that it's cut, it feels very light. It's got like a huge like mouth chew. I don't feel like my jaw is tired. It's actually really tasty. Now, I have to sort of give you a little bit of hate because basically it's just steak and French fries. Like it's like a deconstructed hamburger. Basically, I have ketchup, I have lettuce, I have fries, there are onions, there's just no bread. It's a burger on a plate, but French style. It is what it is. I'm gonna call it like I see it. You want a deconstructed hamburger? Here you go. Either way, I think that it's an interesting dish. It definitely piques my interest more than most things that I've had here. I would say it's worth ordering. If you're curious, go ahead and do it. Again, you're here for the ambiance. Enjoy the music, the ballroom, the chandeliers, the beast when he comes out and waves at you. I would give this dish a 3.75 out of 5. My steak frites come with frites. They feel double cooked, so they pass the fry test. Got a little herbs on here, and they give you a little bit of the ketchup. Normally, I wouldn't dip it, but you put it here, so I feel like it's purposeful. I need to know what you guys think about having fries served with your steak. Got a thing that you do? Is it just another form of steak and potatoes? Technically. But I don't know how you feel about it. French fries and steak, is that a thing? Or you feel like that's not fancy enough for fine dining? They're crispy. The herbs are nice. A little bit of like complexity, but it's still basically a Disney shoestring fry, double fried. Better than most, but not the most amazing I've ever had. 3.25 out of 5 plus.
Plant-based vanilla cake, vegan and gluten-free.
So here we have the tried and true dessert. It's been here a bazillion times. They also have different sorbets you can get if you don't want this. The cake is looking a little thicker than normal. We're not ever mad at the thickness. Let's just get on this vanilla action here. These little meringues, they always give me like Topolino's vibes because Topolino dessert is the same, but then like when I go to Topolino's, I'm always like, oh, it's like Be Our Guest, blah, blah, blah. So this is just the home of the fancy French Riviera food. It's a little dry, but it's pretty much exactly how I remember it to be. It's like a little bit sweeter than a cornbread, but it's vanilla cake. Not my favorite dessert. Definitely think Cinderella's Royal Table wins now with their new menu, which go check out those videos. We went for breakfast and dinner. This one is a 2.5 out of 5 desserts. I think the not just the Bisque and all of the servings, but also French chefs in general would be sad that this is their offer. Really, I could go get a chocolate mousse at Epcot and have a better experience.
Vanilla cake, not yellow cake. More like a mauve cake, or not mauve, tan? Khaki? Khaki cake. Khaki cake. With your little berries. Normally I would avoid the lemon, but I don't come here to avoid eating food, or would eat food at all. So we're gonna try a full bite that was meant to be eaten. Our videos are not scripted. I think most of you understand that. And the things that I say, sometimes salacious. They're not meant to be mean. This is what's coming out of my mind. And sometimes they're filtered, because I have that time. Sometimes they're not. First thought, unfiltered, vanilla flavored sponge with berries. Like dirty sink sponge. Not the clean one, not fresh one. That was not pleasant. 1.5 out of 5 points.
Be our guest with this dessert trio: a chocolate tart that is vegetarian with the gray stuff, a dark chocolate truffle that's vegetarian and gluten-free, and a lemon jam macaron, vegetarian and gluten-free.
The macaroon! This thing, I feel like changes every now and again, but this whole dessert trio is fairly standard. Though the filling of the macaroon changes, the macaroon has been here since before we started this channel. And I don't feel like it's going away because this tray of desserts is as classic as this restaurant itself, for both good and bad. When I say raspberry, I mean that. It's nice and delicate. I honestly feel like pistachio macaron would be better. Just saying. Then with the tiniest of dessert spoons, the macaroon. Probably give the macaroon 3.5 out of 5 quads. It's not offensive. It's a macaroon. If you've never had the macaroon, it's a nice place to start. If you enjoy them here, you can wander over to the French food in Epcot and enjoy some more. Next we have this almond chocolate bonbon over here. This bad boy is a bit hard. Let's just dive right in. Crack it right open. Like so many eggs. Every time I eat this thing, I forget about the cherry innard, the cherry center. I don't want cherries. Pretty much at all. I will tolerate them in my alcoholic drinks. That's probably about it. Other than that, I don't like cherries. Every single cherry I've ever eaten, including the ones that have been soaked in alcohol, just remind me of cough syrup. It's very good, dark chocolate, very sharp. If you love chocolate, you'll love that. If you're me and you're facetious, you're probably going to hate it. I'm going to give it 2.5 out of 5 claws. Building in a little bit of bias from my personal experience there. Here you have the infamous gray stuff in a chocolate tart. Because allegedly, in the eyes of the law, it is delicious. Everybody raves about the gray stuff. Now, I don't know if they actually rave about the gray stuff, they actually like it. Or they're just caught up in Disney magic and they want to eat it. All the great stuff is cookies and cream mousse. I don't mean to spoil the magic, but it's just cookie and cream mousse. It's not actually gray. It's like a bluish tint. If it was gray, you probably wouldn't eat it. The only reason I feel like everybody agrees that the gray stuff is delicious is because it's the best thing on our plate. Best dessert? I would even put this in the top 30 in Walt Disney World. However, if I have to pick between the three, this is the best. I would give it 3.75 out of 5 points. The love story of the Beast and Belle is so steamy, I think my pores are opening up over here.
That's just the Florida humidity.
Same thing.
Our meal was great. Menu's gonna be changing soon, so we'll come back for that. Mad shout out to Rachel, our awesome server, who really went above and beyond for the book, and then was also like, well, the Beast can't sign your book, but here, take his autograph anyway, which I love and appreciate, even though this is not a character book.
Yes, and the Beast still is not meeting in his throne room.
He's not.
We thought that he was, but he's still not.
We had read some online articles that had said that, so we were a little confused as to why that didn't happen.
No,
but maybe it was a short time period that we just weren't privy to. I don't know.
Yeah, he's still just doing his stroll through the ballroom.
Yeah.
Hopefully one day he'll open these gates so we can actually hang out with them for a little bit.
That'd be
But
great.
until then, we're just here to eat the food, which is basically what foodies do anyway. I don't know what you guys think. Because to be our guests, it's an interesting place in Magic Kingdom. Honestly, if I gotta give you the truth from my heart of hearts, I think it's overrated. And there are better places to eat both in this park, which I don't say often, and all around on Disney World.
So Cinderella's Royal Table and Jungle Skipper Canteen, right?
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily with my eyes closed. Better food, better selections, better price. But I want to know what you guys think, because some of you may feel differently. So let us know in the comments below. If there's anything else you'd like to see us do, that will always be a place to find us. Hit the notification bell if you want to see other videos like this, and
We have new videos 5 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
we will see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And if you don't comment, well, I don't think Bear will ever want to dine with the Beast again. In fact, he will become the Beast and then just never show up anywhere ever again.
See, the squinty eye isn't actually because you're not commenting. It's because it's still the princess's birthday weekend, and you all owe her one like. Nothing else. Just one like from each of you.
Oh.
Go down. I'll wait. You heard the girl.